because of the energetic shifts that are currently available to you as a human, no, as a soul incarnate in a human body, exploring consciousness, raising your vibration, and on the journey of ascension, okay? Because of that setup that you're getting closer and closer to experiencing completely, you're at a tipping point where stuff is starting to shift, stuff is starting to change, stuff is starting to be new in your life. It's just the way it has to be. You can't have change without change. You're putting all this transformational energy into your experience of being human, and it's like the shape of an hourglass, right? You put it all in, it comes to kind of a tipping point, and then it goes out again. And since we're at this narrowing space of the energies, when we're starting to look ahead, because that's sort of our role, is to look ahead and see that things are going to start expanding, changing, and transforming. It has to, because you're pushing so much transformational energy. The result of this transformational journey is that things start to be different in your life. And the invitation we extended last week was, what do you want to have change? And the way we phrased that is, what do you want your superhero power to be? Because a different way of experiencing the human form is what you've referred to as superheroes in the past. Now, we could have probably come up with some much more serious way of describing this, but why would we do that, right? It's more fun to think of it as a superhero power. It's more fun to take it out of the context of, okay, it will be extrasensory perception. Ugh. We wanted to make it fun because superhero powers should be fun, and because transformation is going from a stagnant place into an expanded place. And what's more expanded than the idea of, oh, being Superman or being Batman or being Spider-Man or Wonder Woman or whatever other superhero power you're interested in. And of course, it doesn't have to simply be powers you see in comic books. We encourage you to reach deep and see what other fascinating powers that you've never seen in a comic book or on some kind of a show that features superheroes that you would like to have. Because something's going to start changing, and it's a really interesting thing to do, to start looking at what it is you wish to have changed. Now, some people very, very nicely, Donna, came up with things like, I want to be unconditionally loving. And what did we do? We sent you back to the drawing board for a more selfish superhero power. And we use that term selfish as a delight, because you have been serving and serving and serving and serving and serving and serving as light workers for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And it's finally time for you to say, what is it that would delight me? And trust that your delight results in a high vibrational emanation that serves everyone. Imagine it working that way. Just imagine. And as a mom and a wife, and you know, it's probably hard to put that first. But there's another thing that can change, right? We can start saying, what delights me in order to serve others simply by breathing, not by doing. So we sent Donna and a few others back to the drawing board because a superhero power is not simply your healed core emotion. A superhero power is not simply your natural state of being from a high vibrational life. It's not simply, now I'm fifth dimensional. We had another one, someone emailed us and said, oh, I want perfect health. Back to the drawing board for you. Back, back, back. It's not enough to just want your natural state of being. Your natural state of being, as you've transformed everything you've got on your list, is unconditionally loving because judgment's no longer part of it, right? Is state of perfect health because you have control over the way you experience the physical form. That's not enough. Try harder, find more crayons, go deeper. All right. Now, your initial impulse about a superhero power is typically based on fear. That's where the big ta-da goes off. It's based on fear because you're using a superhero power to fix something that you haven't dealt with consciously. I want instantaneous manifestation because I don't want to have to think about money ever again. Okay, well, we got to start with thinking about money right now then. Because the superhero power isn't just so you can become more unconscious, so you can become more low vibrational, so you can become more habitual. It's not so you can go back to old patterns But with a cape, it's I can change the way I interact with this exact moment in time. And you have to start opening your mind to the idea that additional abilities are available to you, or else you'll never step into those. If you never believed there were 64 crayons in the box, you'd never color with 64 crayons. You'd just stick with your black and your white all day long. But when all of a sudden someone says, how about these 10 colors? You go, oh my, 10 more colors. Well, habitually you'd go, I can't see them. They're not even there. And that's the thing we're working on. We want to shake you up enough that you go, oh, did you know there were 8 more crayons? Now, you won't say it that dramatically, and probably very few people would know what the hell you're talking about anyway, but tonight and in this circle, you'd get it. You know, we would love it if one day we see an email that comes through that says, I found 5 crayons. We'd all know what you meant.